morning. This is Giving Tuesday, and I'm delighted to be here with a number of our upper school students from Maharishi School. We have one senior and four juniors, and so I'm going to start with the president of our student council, Lily Fenton. Good morning, Lily.
Good morning.
Lily, give us an idea of all the different activities you're doing right now.
Well, I'm taking part in quite a few. I'm doing student council, as you said. I do competitive dance. I play tennis for the tennis team. I was a part of Interact.
And Interact is?
Interact is a youth community service group in our town.
Yeah. And you're also applying to how many universities?
Right now I've applied to about 12 universities, so that's a lot of essay writing.
Yes, it is. So Lily, I just a few minutes ago was upstairs with all of you doing your meditation. So we're in a school that's got this unique thing where we set time aside for yoga and meditation. What's that mean or do for you in the course of this busy life that you've got?
Well, meditation has given me a sense of myself. So it's really grounded me into who I am and has really taken off a lot of the pressure. And then I use the things that we learn from it in my daily life. For instance, when I'm backstage at dance, I do pranayama, which is a breathing technique to calm me down. Or also even when I was doing my interview with Princeton, we didn't really talk about who I was. We talked more about meditation, and I gave her our 16 principles, and she was really interested in that, so it also makes our students stand out.
Oh, yeah. And Polo, you've taken it a little step further then, because you're enrolled in the TM City program.
Right.
So do you notice any difference from TM to TM City practice?
Oh,
and how's it
dramatically. I mean, I recommend everyone to take it because with the cities, it's another level in how infused you are with that deeper level of consciousness. So with TM, you have the mantra and you have the 20 minutes twice a day. With the cities, it's significantly deeper because you're also given sutras. I don't want to go too into detail.
I won't say too much.
But don't want to ruin the entire thing. But I've only taken the first half, not done the residence part. But hopefully we'll do that at Christmas. But it's made a dramatic effect, and I feel like things that I think about are actually happening in reality.
And Paula, we know you've got a distinctly Midwestern accent.
Yes, yeah.
Can you tell where your family's from?
My family's from England, and I moved here 6 years ago.
Good, thanks. Yepsiga, speaking of learning, you came here directly from Ethiopia, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and talk about the process of learning English when you came here and how that was, because you seem remarkably fluent and all that.
Yeah. So I came here when I was turning in 7th grade. So I didn't know any English. I had no priority of learning it in Ethiopia. So everything I learned was in Amharic, which is my home language. So when I first came here, I simply knew how to say hi or how are you. So simple conversations. But from that on, I've learned so much of English through ELL with teachers, so individual learning, and from even taking now AP language, which is a very advanced of English. So it's hard to see. It's really nice to see the roller coaster I've been through just to end up with a pretty good English and with a very advanced class that I take. So
it doesn't look like a roller coaster to us. It looks like this rocket ship, this trajectory, because you're doing so well and ready for university exams, SAT and all that. Sarah, you've had an amazing odyssey too. Came here. Talk about your family and your international background, because that is one of the unique elements of our school. We have a small senior class from 6 different countries. And so Sarah, tell your story.
Well, I was actually born in Iowa, Washington, Iowa. But when I was 1 year old, my whole family moved to Mozambique, where the rest of my siblings were born, where I lived for about 7 years. And then I moved to South Africa for about 5 years. And then just about 3 years ago, I just moved to the US.
Sarah, it seems like since you came here, you've been a person that wanted to do social action and contribute. And this is Giving Tuesday, as you mentioned. So could you mention a couple of things? Lily mentioned Interact and others are involved with that. What kind of things you're doing to give back to the community?
Well, including Interact, actually Yub and I are starting to develop 2 new clubs. One would be a sustainability club where we would take the clothing at thrift stores that would usually be in landfills and repurpose them into more modern clothing and uses for like teenagers so they can see that there's other options rather than fast fashion. And then another project that Yub and I are developing are a fundraising project. We were inspired by our 9th grade geography teacher when he showed us a Daraja school in Kenya, an only girls school. And we were really kind of baffled by the statistics of how many girls don't go to school or don't have the opportunity to go to school. So Yev and I wanted to take it upon ourselves and create a fundraising club where we would primarily focus on getting them supplies or funding girls to go to school around the world.
Awesome. Great ideas, really. Yeah, we hear 25% of this stuff from thrift stores still goes into landfill. Yep, and all. So lots of really interesting cross-seated ideas. Bella, I want to talk to you next about being in a living situation in a dormitory where there's so many other countries and ideas and things. So what's it been like for you living in a dorm with our other 9 boarding students now?
Well, it's truly it's been a really interesting experience actually, because I am in fact the only person that is not bilingual. So you constantly hear different conversations multiple times, just going through drifting in and out of English and different conversations. And it's because I'm the only US citizen other than Janaya, but she's not even really she wasn't even born here. Yeah. And so it's truly humbling to see everybody come from different countries and step out of their comfort zones and immerse themselves in a new culture and trying new things, going to a completely different school, and just it's really cool to see. And me myself coming from California, coming away from my family and trying to make my education a little bit better than it was when I had back home. Yeah. It's been very cool. Everybody's been really supportive and really helpful.
Well, Bella, you're naturally a giving person also, so I'm sure you're kind of helping contribute to that. How's it been for you? What ways do you see yourself helping the students with the transition in the dorm, especially?
Well, as I was the first person in the dorms this year, I kind of introduced a lot of the newcomers to, I don't know, just around campus, help them into new life, introduce them to the people around the school. Yeah, I mean.
Good. Well, I sit in the midst of givers in this group, for sure, every single one, and that's common in our school here. The involvement with Interact is one thing, but our whole school, all these guys went into our preschool, for example, and did a really nice job of dressing up for preschool Nature Explorer classroom. So I'm very proud of these guys and really appreciate the chance to be with all of you. And any last messages you'd like to give to our friends around the country and around the world about your feelings about our school?
Messages, I would just say that I've been going to this school since I was 3 years old, so I don't really have anything to compare it with. But being around the people and meeting other people from different places, I really feel a sense of connection, and I feel how everyone gives back to each other in our small community.
Good. Add anything else?
And I can kind of go with the opposite of that, since I am actually the newest person here since I came last year. Coming here has been totally different than you would have ever possibly thought, because I was went to public school basically my entire life, and coming here where everything is smaller, more compact, but you get that higher level of education, and you really become closer with your peers. It's a family.
Yeah. And I think these are lifelong relationships that you have. Any other last thoughts? Anything?
Yeah, adding to Bella's point, I feel this community, especially looking at America, it seems like an individual's country. And back in Ethiopia, it was never like that. So everyone knew each other, neighbors by neighbors. We invited each other, and that's what Maharishi looks like. That is what Maharishi represents. It's a family. It's everyone knows each other. Everyone gets along with each other, and it's a very family sense of community. So yeah,
it's really great. Really great. No thoughts? That's a beautiful note to close on, I think, because that makes me very happy. Because I know in talking with other Africans, there was a comment, I remember from one young man in Kenya, and he said, what is it like to be Kenyan? He said, belonging. You feel that kind of in and out of each other's homes. And to know that you have that kind of in and out of each other's hearts here. So, great. Thank you very much. And
Thank you.
enjoy Giving Tuesday, folks. Thanks for your
Thank you.
thank you.